Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally, I feel like every single budget results video I'm like, I'm finally here, but honestly guys, it has been like a rough first week of March. Well, kind of, but I'm gonna tell you guys that my tripod broke, so I had to find another tripod. And if you guys know anything about like the tripod that I was using, I've been using it since, honestly, I want to say like 10 years, but that's probably being too dramatic. It's probably been like 6+ years, probably since I was in college, in the beginning of college. So I've been having that tripod for quite some time, and I was kind of like, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to find a tripod like that again. But I was able to find one on Amazon. If you guys are interested, I'll go ahead and leave a link for it down below. But yeah, I mean, this video is nothing about that, but I've been having quite a week. But I am finally here to weekly check-in for the last week of February, as well as to close out my budget and my sinking funds pages here, which we'll get to that when we get to that. But I think first and foremost, I'm going to, like I mentioned, weekly check-in for week 4. Did I say week 5? No, week 4, which is from the 22nd until the 28th. So the last week of February, aka my birthday week. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I do have my budget expense stickers all ready to go here, and I have my trackers, as well as I have the leftover cash envelopes for the month, so like eating out, household, beauty, and allowance. I don't have gas or groceries because I did end up using all of my gas money. And for groceries, as you guys know, I was using a rebate card that I got last month. And I do have my key here. Obviously you guys probably can't even see that, but we're gonna get right into it. I'm going to be using a pink sticker, a light pink sticker for eating out, because I did spend $22 on the 22nd for Farmer Boys, which I honestly had not had Farmer Boys prior to moving to my apartment, but it's really good. I like their barbecue, I think, chicken salad from there. That's what I got from Farmer Boys, and I just realized that I never checked off my phone bill, which came out to $101.81. So just check that off. And on that same day, on the 22nd, I spent some money for my allowance cash envelope for Amazon, and I'm trying to remember what it is that I bought. Oh, okay, so I bought some really cute, like a pack of a ton of headbands, and that was $13, so I just went ahead and used my allowance money for those. And then on the 23rd, we went to Food for Less, and I spent $67.61. So this is what I paid for. We also ended up going to Costco, but Paul paid for that. And then I picked up some like last minute things from Target on the 26th. And I think I was on the 23rd or the 24th or the 25th. But on the 26th, like I mentioned, had another small Target run for some groceries. So that was $34 on the 26th, as well as I bought some household items on the 26th for $28. So this is the clay color that I like to use for household. And as you guys can see, even though I did go to Target, I do like to split how much I spent for household and how much I spent for groceries. And then last but not least, my last 2 expenses were on the 27th, which was my birthday. I went ahead, what was this? Oh, I think my sister ended up picking up some things for me for Easter, and I wasn't going to use my household cash envelope, but I was like, hey, why not? Might as well use it, because I did have quite a bit left over in there. I already know the main reason, which I guess I'll talk about it as I'm weekly checking in, but the last expense that I have is an other little yellow budget expense color sticker for my birthday, which whenever I use yellow stickers, those are other categories, so not necessarily categories or cash envelopes, which I weekly check in for, but they're still in my budget. So I did, as you guys know, have a category for my birthday this month, as well as one for like my Weight Watchers app fee. So those are what the yellow stickers are, which I only ended up spending $111 and I budgeted $250. And the main reason I only ended up spending $111 or tracking $111 for that category this month is because I did do quite a bit of shopping this month, but as you guys know, I did win a Super Bowl pool at the beginning of the month, and so I used quite a bit of that money for like shopping and stuff like that. So these things, I actually have a list of what I bought here or what I'm counting for. So I bought like a belly chain, quite a few clothing pieces from eBay, and like $20 worth of party stuff, which my sister got on my actual birthday for my party. So like I think she ended up getting like a tray and like the little banners so we can take a picture in front of them. Aside from that, I didn't really pay anything else for my birthday party because Paul paid most of that. So thanks, Poppy. But yeah, I really didn't have to worry about much of my birthday party. Those were all of my expenses for this last week in February. And now I'm going to just lay down my last couple of stickers here. So I have a payday on the 23rd, which is a Tuesday. And then I was using some no spend stickers here. I wonder if they're still here. They are. Okay, so then for no spend, I had one on the 24th, 25th, and 28th. Right here. So I had 3 no spend days this week. What I did last month was I just went ahead and counted how many no spend days I had, which I've been kind of utilizing this note page a little bit more than usual because I've been writing down like the tips that I've been giving out on the side here and the no spend. And I was also going to write out what it is that I spent my money on for my birthday because it was quite a bit of things. It wasn't just like one purchase. So I might end up doing that at the end of the video. But for no spend days, we had a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 no spend days, which is pretty good considering the February only had 27 days. Last month I had 14 no spend days, but there were 4 more days in the month. So I think 12 days is pretty good for this month. So really happy about that. And now that I have these all laid down, I can go ahead and go to my weekly check-in. Typically I would go back and actually it works out that it's here. So of course, let me write out my categories here, as well as since this month was a shorter month, I am going to have a results section here, which if you guys are new to my channel, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I go about having that section, which I might have done, I think last month, I'm not sure, but some months I will have 5 weeks, but this time around I only ended up having 4 weeks. So allowance, gas, and unbudgeted. And then we're just gonna make dashes for the rollover section since I only use this in the very beginning of the month. So dashes there. Okay, so for groceries in total, I spent $67, $61 for Food for Less and $34 for Target. So I'm going to check these off as I'm checking in for them. And so my total spend for groceries this week was $101.61. And last week we had $105.44. So that means that remaining, or that I was under budget by $3.83, which is great. As you guys know, I've been trying to decrease my groceries spending, and I'm hoping that I can decrease it even more than what I budgeted for this month, but we will go ahead and see. So that was for groceries. Then for eating out, I have Farmer Boys for $22. So $22 for Farmer Boys, and last week we had $25. So that means that I have $3 remaining for eating out, which I actually do have the cash envelope for eating out here. So here are my $3, which, as you guys know, I will be rolling over all of the money that I have in my envelopes with the exception, well, all of them, but the only difference is that eating out, household, and beauty will go to those respective cash envelopes for March, but allowance will go directly to my allowance sinking fund, which is where I save all of my allowance money. And that's just how I've been doing it for however long I've been doing it for now. I feel like it's been months. So just $1, $2, $3 here for eating out. Put that to the side. And then for household, let's see, I had 28 on the 26th and 15 on the 27th. So that is $43 spent for household. And last week I had 65. So that means that remaining I had $22. And here is my household cash envelope. Now, honestly, this is quite a bit of money to have left over for household. And I know that for sure the main reason is because I think in the month of January, we ended up stocking up on like toilet paper, paper towels. I think Paul just recently bought softener and detergent, so that didn't come out of my household envelope, which it usually does. So those are kind of the factors at play, and we got those in bulk because we got them from Costco. So I do foresee us at least having to get paper towels in the month of March. I'm not sure about toilet paper. I think we should be fine with that. So I am still going to be rolling over these $22 right here. So 10, 20, 1 and 2 towards household, especially because I might have to end up getting like toiletries for myself. So I will be rolling over those $22 there. Then I didn't have any expenses for beauty this week, and so I'm just gonna roll over what I had last week, which was $22 too. That's so funny how that honestly happens to me quite a bit, but I have $22 left over for beauty as well. That is actually hilarious. And if you know me, have been watching my channel, you know that that happens quite a bit on here, which is funny. Okay, so let's see. $22 left over for beauty. We have 10, 15, 21, and 2. I will definitely have to buy quite a bit of hair dye in the month of March, just because I started dyeing my hair kind of like a burgundy red color again, and I have quite a bit of copper. Well, actually, let me take it out. I have quite a bit of copper hair dye that I'm no longer going to be using, so I need to stock up on the hair color that I'm using now. So those will definitely be good for the month of March. And then for allowance, we only had one expense here of $13. So $13 spent. And last week I had $61 remaining. So that means that I am under budget by $48. And then gas, I didn't have anything left over last week, so we are at 0 here. And then I don't have any red stickers, which would mean budgeted expenses. And I feel like it's been a couple of months since I've had any unbudgeted expenses. And if you have any unbudgeted expenses, I don't want you to feel discouraged, because I feel like the main reason why I don't have any unbudgeted expenses anymore is because I set such realistic amounts to all of my categories that there's really no room for error or for mistakes. And that has just come with years of budgeting and years of like analyzing all of my expenses and what it is that I spend my money on and what matters to me and how much money I have to work with. So it's definitely a process. And if you, let's say, had a couple of unbudgeted expenses this month, that is okay. I have been there. I think the key to it all is just to stay motivated regardless of your unbudgeted expenses or regardless of being over budget. And that honestly has helped me out so much with like creating a perfect budget for myself. And so I'm going to go ahead and put 0 here, and I don't typically budget anything for unbudgeted. And now that I'm done with the weekly check-in, I can go ahead and show you guys the results section. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and put the same exact remaining as our last week, because that is what we're ending the month with. And then I'm gonna go through and add all of my spend for like groceries for all of the categories. So for groceries, we have 101.61 plus 60, 37, 25, 19, and $79. So in total, I spend $266.17 for groceries, which is really good. I think I budgeted, yeah, $270 for the month. So I was right under budget. And honestly, the main reason why I was under budget with groceries was because me and Paul split groceries all the time. But I'm really, really proud of myself that I was able to bring that down, because I've been doing, I think, like $275 in the past. Now I'm very interested to see how I do for the month of March, because I did decrease this to $260, so $6.17 less than I spent this month. So we will definitely go ahead and see. Now for eating out, it is kind of tricky because I also ended up taking some money out for tips. So I'm trying to see if everything adds up here. So I'm going to put 174, yeah. So 174 is my 164 plus a 10 for tip, which would equal to me having $3, yeah. So 174. Because leftover I have 3, so yeah, that adds up. So that's gonna be what I spend in total for eating out this month, which is quite a bit. Really glad that I not only had money to roll over, but that I budgeted a little bit more because it was my birthday month. So that's okay. I mean, I did decrease my eating out for the month of March, so once again, we will go ahead and see how we adjust to that number. Now for household, I spent a total of, let's see, 39, and that was $82. And I have $22 left because of the $100 that I budgeted and the $4 that I rolled over right here. Then for beauty, let's see, I spent $17,231. That's pretty much it, but that is quite a bit of money. I spent $248 for beauty. And since I am going to be rolling over for most of these categories, you guys will go ahead and see how it is that I put it in my budget. I'm going to go ahead and say that I used all of the money that I budgeted for that, since I will be basically spending it since I'm rolling it over. So you guys will see in a second how that looks. Then for allowance, I spent $25, $14, and $13. That is $52. And then for gas, I only pumped once, so that was $30. And nothing for unbudgeted here, which is always great to see. And this is how my results section of my weekly check-in is going to look. I like to have these numbers because I transfer these numbers to my note page, where I like to have how much I spent for all of my categories. So this is a really important part of my budget, of course, when I can include it. So that is basically it for the weekly check-in part of this video, which I feel like took kind of a little bit longer than expected. Now moving on to my sinking funds. We finally know how much I'm going to be adding for my allowance sinking fund, which is $48. So I'm going to go ahead and put $48 here and put those in the allowance cash envelope. And now that I have all these numbers, I can go ahead and add my beginning and what I added for this month. So the total for beginning is $2,901 with 50 cents. And then the total for what I added this month is $848. So $800 that I put in my budget and $48 that I transferred from my cash envelope. So those are all those numbers, and I'm quickly going to, like always, take a picture of my transaction log here. So then that way I don't have to be flipping back and forth. It just makes it easier, honestly. So for adventures, I actually didn't spend any of this, so I'm going to write out 0 here, and I'm ending with $257 for this month. Now I have had a transaction, which I guess sneak peek to what's coming in the month of March for this, which I'm very, very excited about. Then for allowance, I believe, spent the $47 that I had in the beginning. So let's put 47 here. And I am ending with those $48 now. Amazon Prime, I know I didn't spend money for, so 40 here. Then for car maintenance, I spend $200 for a new car battery. So that means that I'm ending with $125 for car maintenance. Then nothing for this, of course. So $373. Nothing for car tags or Christmas really. So $50 for car tags and $266.50 for Christmas. For clothing, I believe I did, yeah, I spent the $77. So I was left with $0 here. Nothing for Costco. So 10 remaining, or ending with 10. For date night, let's see, I spent 34 and 32. So $66, ending with 37 here. I didn't have a bill due for electricity this month, so I ended with $343. Entertainment, I spent $15 for entertainment, so I am ending with $65. For gifts, I spent $47. So I'm ending with $143. Nothing spent for medical, so $250 it is. Miscellaneous, I spent $36 for miscellaneous, which I think I got asked like what it is that I spent my money for miscellaneous, and honestly I don't use it too much. I did use it this month honestly for like drinks for Valentine's Day, so I don't have a budget, or I don't consider like alcohol drinks like that part of my groceries, so I kind of just took it out of miscellaneous this month. What I've done in the past is also got myself, a Instant Pot and just stuff like that, but I don't use it too much, to be honest. It's just kind of there for miscellaneous things, like what I would consider like alcohol to be. So $54 left for miscellaneous, and then 0 for Peru, so it is going to stay the same as it's been for quite a bit. And now let me go ahead and add everything that went out of my sinking funds and what I'm ending with. So in total, I spent $488 from sinking funds, and I am ending with $3,261 with 50 cents in here. And there it is. There are all of my sinking funds closed out. So happy, and all of these numbers should match up to the beginning numbers in my March sinking fund spread, so I will go ahead and check that to make sure that everything is a-okay, and everything is looking perfect. So now that I'm done closing this out, I can go ahead and move on to closing the last spread here, which is my main February monthly budget. Before I do go there though, I want to talk about my variable income spread really quick, which the only changes here since the last time that I saw you guys was that I did add Amazon as a source of income this month. I did receive like a small paycheck from like Amazon affiliate links, as well as I put my shop Romina Rosa for the extra debt payment that I was able to put towards my debt. And then nothing for shipping, but for business expenses, I only had 2 more. One was for the Fox and Pip on the 22nd for $30.43, and the second one was for Epidemic Sound for $15.45, which is what I use for my YouTube videos. But that's pretty much all that I spend for like these sources of income right here, which is really good. I've been, as you guys know, trying to limit my spending on like stickers and stuff like that, so I think I'm doing great, to be honest. I think I'm doing better than okay. So yeah, just wanted to kind of mention that before we move on to closing out my budget. And this should be pretty easy just because I already have all these actual numbers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I do want to mention that I did receive my stimulus check, which I put all of those $600 towards my extra debt payment. So let's see, in total, aside from my student loans, I made an extra debt payment of $869 with 23 cents. So I will go ahead and write out that here. So $869 with 23 cents. So 600 of that was from my stimulus, and then the rest was from my shop. And now that I have those numbers there, I'm going to go ahead and total up my fixed expenses. And the total for my fixed expenses is $3,315 with 88 cents for this month. So now that I have this section completed, I'm going to fill in my actuals for my variable expenses. And let's start with my cash envelope. So I spent $200. So my actual was $266 with 17 cents, meaning that my variance was $383. So I was under budget by $383 on groceries. Then for household, eating out, allowance, beauty, I'm going to go ahead and put that the actual numbers were what I budgeted for them, since I did roll over that money. So I'm just gonna put 100 for household, 150 for eating out, 100 for allowance, 225 for beauty. I did actually spend the $30 here, so these I'm going to go ahead and just make dashes for, since there's no variance. Then my phone bill this month was, I believe, $101.81. So $101.81, and I budgeted $110, so I was under budget for that as well. So I was under budget by $819. My internet was $69.99. Yes, $69.99. So under budget by 1 cent. For my birthday, I spent a total of, like I mentioned, $111, and this is when I actually checked these off. So 111. Did I say 111? I don't know, but 111 here. Did I put 110? I'm so funny. Okay. So 111 was my actual for my birthday category. So the variance there is 140. Nothing from budgeted. And then Weight Watchers was around that. It was $13.96. Yes, so $13.96 here, meaning that I was under budget by 4 cents. And all around under budget, very, very happy. Of course, we did have some help with the stimulus check, as well as with the month just being a shorter month. I feel like I did so much better because of that reason. So in total, we have here $1,167 with 93 cents. And my variance was... In total, my variance for this month is $152.07, which I'm just going to go ahead and add to my actual to make sure that it adds up to my budgeted amount. Was anybody gonna tell me that I put 140 instead of 139 here? I hope so. So this is off by $1. Oh, okay, I'm like, why is it off? But it's because I added the 14 a little bit late. So instead of it being $13.05, it was $13.19. There we go. Okay, so those are all of the numbers for my variable and fixed expenses. And now the last thing that I'm going to do for this video would be to put my totals here. So the total for budgeted and actual for my fixed expenses are going to be the same because those do not change or vary. And variable, the actual for that was 1,167 with 93 cents. And that is pretty much all that I'm going to be doing for this video. Of course, once the camera is off, I'm going to go ahead and put what I expected for my income and what I actually received, and then subtract all of my expenses from that actual number, getting some leftover money here, which will then go straight to my savings. As you guys know, I'm working towards building an emergency fund as of now for this year while tackling my student loans, and it's been quite a journey so far in the first 2 months. I will say that, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Regardless, I know that this video is kind of one of my longer ones because I do like to go pretty into detail and give you guys kind of like a step-by-step way of closing out your budget so that you guys kind of know what to do for whenever you're ready to close out your budget. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.